both be totally off the table.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
Like if you can't vote for Biden, 'cause you're stupid.
Acted as if they were anti-war. To me, that's more surprising than anything else because those people never met a war that they didn't like. What's sad about it is that now right-wingers have adopted, in this little switchover, have adopted the premise that they care about subversive politics, that they're counterculture, right? All of a sudden, I'm bucking the system. No, you're the system. And now you're bucking the system as yourself. You're trying to overthrow the system. You're a revolutionary? No, you're not. You're a pasty person in a suit that is presenting the ideas of rich people to a platform that's digestible for the plebeian public. And that's what your job is. We don't get news in this country. We have the opinions of rich people that are translated by human teleprompters to the masses in the hopes that they'll take the bait and actually start thinking that way.
A machine shouldn't speak for men, so shut the fuck up, you mindless.
Yeah, man.
Acted as if they were anti-war. To me,
Hold on.
Democrats acted as if they were anti-war. To me, that's more surprising than anything else because those people never met a war that they didn't like.
He said the Democrats acted like they're anti-war, you know, and that's I don't know how I agree with him. I don't know how they could even make that stance because if anybody knows history at all, then and follow politics at all, you know, the war hawks have been like, look at Hillary Clinton. I mean, like she's like the poster child for the freaking Democratic Party, and she was war hawkish as hell, over the top war hawkish, coming from the Democratic Party. So, but then it got people thinking that the Democrats are anti-war. You know, at the same time, the United States is fighting 5 wars in 5 different countries and shit. They tell you, don't believe your lying eyes.
What's sad about it is that now right-wingers have adopted, in this little switchover, have adopted the premise that they care about subversive politics, that they're counterculture, right? All of a sudden, I'm bucking the system. No, you're the system. And
he says, you're not bucking the system, you are the system.
Now you're bucking the system as yourself. You're trying to overthrow the system. You're a revolutionary? No, you're not. You're a pasty person in a suit.
Talking about these people are branding themselves. So you got on one hand, you got the Democrats branding themselves as anti-war, and then you got the Republicans branding themselves as anti-establishment. You know, and it's fucking not true in either case. Like,
that is presenting the ideas of rich people to a platform that's digestible for the plebeian public, and that's what your job is. We don't get news in this country. We have the opinion.
Talking about the plebes, you know,
opinions of rich people that are translated by human teleprompters.
He says the opinions of rich people transported by human teleprompters. Oh my God, that's a freaking great little line right there. Freaking all the news is opinion talking heads, and what makes it so bad is that these opinions coming out of these talking heads are not even their opinions. It's not even theirs. Like they go home and talk about something totally different. Like and then it's like people don't know that they aren't telling what they want to say on when they're on TV or whatever. People think, and that's why they get paid so much. Like old girl from MSNBC, what's her name? Goodness gracious, I can't think of her name. I used to watch her show back in the days, and you know she's like the highest paid freaking pundit out there, and people really feel like her opinions of the stuff that she says is really how she really feels, you know. But you have to use your logic brain. If they're paying her all of this money, do you really think they would pay her all of this money if she was really sharing her true opinions? The reason why they pay her all of this money is because people think that she's saying her true, honest opinions. and she sells it in that way, and she's good at that. So, that's why they pay her so much money, is because she can sell their ideas to you and make you think that she's giving her true opinions. Rachel Maddow, that's what I'm thinking of.
To the masses in the hopes that they'll take the bait and actually start thinking that way.
A machine.
So they tell you how to think, through these talking heads and these personalities that you look up to. And it's really like the philosophy of these 1%ers that they're selling you on and trying to get you to think like them, even though you're voting against your own interests, because the stuff that they want you to, the way they want you to think benefits them, not you and not anybody you know. It's a great game they got going. I get out of here soon, but I wanted to give y'all a double show because I didn't give y'all the 2 shows to last. That's why I'm still on, or I would have been out of here. It says, to the liberals saying I need to vote for Biden, I see you, I hear you, but now is not the time for us to throw away votes on vanity candidates like Biden. The incrementalism, genocide, forever wars, and economic austerity will have to wait until the next cycle. So, okay, this is really, really cool right here. Like, it says, to the liberals saying I need to vote for Biden. He says, I see you, I hear you, but now is not the time for us to throw away votes on vanity candidates like Biden. Incrementalism, genocide, forever wars, and economic austerity will have to wait until the next election cycle. So it's like, this is the argument that they make all the time for you to not vote third party or whatever. Like, you're throwing your vote away or whatever. You're wasting your vote or whatever. But he's flipping it and putting it on Biden, and it fits perfectly. And then he's saying the incrementalism, genocide, forever wars, and economic austerity will have to wait to the next election cycle. So it's like, this is exactly what's going on, and will continue to go on. Just in the previous one, we were talking about them being pro-war. It's totally that. And we're talking about the Democrats here and how they do their incrementalism, like they, do a little bit here and a little bit there, a little bit there. Like, this is all we can do right now. So just take this little bit that we can do right now, and, you should be happy with that or whatever. And then it's like, that's what they're going to sell you each time, each and every time or whatever. So like I say, this argument is the argument to keep you from voting for third parties, but they're using it for Biden, which is the main party, the Democratic Party, and it fits perfectly. It says, after all, democracy is on the line, and we can't risk having Biden act as a spoiler and siphon off votes from a more electable candidate like West or De La Cruz. So check your privilege and start campaigning. This is the most important election of our lives. So the same argument that they're using is what he's using, against Biden or whatever. And I like Cornel West. I think he's a much better candidate than Biden is. But too bad he doesn't really have a chance because he's not on the Democratic. He doesn't have a D or R next to his name. So he doesn't really have a chance. But it's still good to vote for these other people. For one, it has to do with like your integrity or what you really believe in. If you want to support the policies that these people are platforming on, then vote for them and speak with your vote and let them know that that's what you want, like you are supporting those policies, and that's the reason why you're voting for these people. And it also leads to the point where if enough people do this, then they can get the matching funding so that the third party can be viable in the future. Maybe it won't be viable this time, but it can be in the future. But the Democrats and the Republicans are going to tell you you're throwing away your vote. And then that's way those third parties are never viable. Every time they're going to make that same argument that you're being a spoiler. And every time it's going to lead to you only having the D or the R to choose from. It says we need to prevent Trump from winning so he doesn't continue the Trump policies that Biden never stopped. We need to prevent Trump from winning so he doesn't continue the Trump policies that Biden never stopped. So again, two wings, same bird. You know, they're not very much different, man. I'm sorry, but you know, a lot of us, even on this show, are trying to say that these people are there, but it's window dressing. You know, even on the border, even though we've been arguing about the border all night, the Trump and Biden aren't very different on that topic. As much as they're trying to sell to people that they are, it's not true. It says white liberals weaponize my identity, telling me I'm a disabled black woman, so it'll be worse for you if you don't vote for Biden. Every vote counts. Hard to believe you believe that when you won't even bother to wear a mask to make sure I live long enough to vote. Yeah, so, you know, the freaking liberals, the Democrats weaponizing identity is what they freaking do, and they try to make you feel bad or whatever. That's how they get your vote, is by weaponizing identity and also like trying to make you feel bad, like you're a bad person if you don't vote for the Dems. It says 2K per week die of Biden's lack of COVID policy. Do those votes not matter, or did you already calculate their loss? Judging by how you talk to Palestinians and disabled people and school shooting victims and victims of medical racism, you seem to have an okay number. It says, I can't think of a more perfect illustration of how broken American democracy is than the fact that for the first time ever, it's basically 100% certain who both parties' nominees are before the first primary, even though there are two of the most unpopular candidates in history. That is a very, very good point. Like, we knew it was going to be Trump and Biden going against each other at least last year, maybe before that. But as the primaries are going on, it's becoming more and more clear that it's clearly going to be Trump versus Biden. Unless something really strange and weird happens, like I can't see it, but it's going to be them too. And then he's added that they're the most unpopular candidates in history. Like no one likes these people really, you know. I mean, Trump has his core followers, and I would say Biden has his core followers either, but you know, it's like everybody on both sides are kind of holding their nose and gonna vote for these people, like on both sides. Like, and it's really sad because it's like the same thing with Hillary Clinton. She bubbled up there because she felt like it was her turn or whatever. She got knighted and chose to be the next one, but no one really liked her. Like, she was a horrible candidate. She was a terrible candidate. So the system is broken when it can't even produce people that we want to vote for. They're giving us who they want us to choose from. It says, watching a liberal try to convince a communist that Biden is better than Trump is like watching a fly trying to explain to a honeybee that dog shit tastes better than horse shit. Telling you, that's our choices for our president. We can have dog shit or horse shit. Your choice. Whichever one you want, that's you. You can have that. Enjoy that shit. Eat that shit up.
Even where there is no.
It says voting for the lesser evil candidate or party is extremely dangerous and irresponsible. By doing this, you're throwing away your vote and giving up any chance we have of establishing an actual Labor Party with actual Labor candidates. Please stop doing this. Lesser of two evil. It's like the lesser of two evil is still evil. That's why I'm passing on that shit. I can't bring myself to vote for either of them. I can't do it, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, man.
That's hot shit right there, man.
So what we gonna do? We gonna dub that?
Yeah, man, let's do it, dog. Let's get it
Your
done.
buttons and they get you emotionally charged. Meanwhile, they slide out the back door with the bag. Y'all give me stir fried or baked shit or horse shit or dog shit to choose from, then I'm gonna fast.